Hello dear students, and welcome to a new lesson in English language for second intermediate level. Our lesson today is lesson 2A, entitled History's Hall of Fame. You can find the lesson on page 14 of your student book. You should also use your mini whiteboard and marker or notebook and pens to do the tasks of this lesson. Now let's look at today's objectives. At the end of this lesson, the student will be able to identify some famous people of the past and their achievements, use the past symbol with regular or irregular verbs in sentences, and write a short biography about a famous person he or she knows in Bahrain. Now let's get started. Can you guess who these people are? Well done. Let's look at their identities. The first person is Najib Mahfoud. The second one is Ibn Sina. The third one is Kulthum. And the last one is Thomas Edison. Now we are ready for task 1. Match between the person and his or her information. We have 4 famous people. Which piece of information do you think matches each one? Let's look at the pieces of information. Was a famous philosopher born in 980 and died in 1037, was known as the Prince of Physicians for the famous medical book Al-Qanun, the Canon. The next one was a famous inventor born in 1847 and died in 1931. Was described as America's greatest inventor, created and developed many devices, such as the phonograph and the electric light. The third piece of information was a famous Egyptian singer born in 1830 and died in 1975, was given the title Star of the East, in Arabic, Kawkab al-Sharq, was considered as the greatest Arab singer. The last piece of information says, was a famous novelist and writer born in 1911 and died in 2006, published over 50 novels and over 350 short stories, awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1988, the first Arab writer to be honored. You have 2 minutes to finish the task. Good luck. Well done. I hope you've done it correctly. Now let's look at the answers. The first one, Ibn Sina. The second one, Kulthum. The third one, Thomas Edison. And the last one, Najib Mahfouz. Congratulations for doing this task correctly. Now, this task is followed by this mission. Read the information below, then answer the question follows. Number 1. Najib Mahfouz published over 50 novels and over 350 short stories. Number 2. Ibn Sina wrote the famous medical book Al-Qanun, the Canon. Thomas Edison created and developed many devices such as the phonograph and the electric light. Kulthum learned how to sing by listening to her father while he was teaching her elder brother. The question is, what tense did we use to talk about the above famous people? You have 1 minute to answer this question. Well done. It is the past simple tense. Why do we use the past simple tense? We use it when we talk about an action which happened at a specific time in the past. We also use it for actions which are related to people that are no longer alive. Now, how do you form the past simple tense in the positive sentences? First, we have the subject plus the verb plus ed. The ed is only for regular verbs. Regular verbs are verbs that are followed by ed when they are formed in the past simple. You will notice that the same form is used in the past participle for present perfect and past perfect. If they both use ed, the past participle and the past form, then we have regular verbs. In the case of positive sentences, we have the subject first plus the verb plus ed. The ed is only for regular verbs. How do we know regular verbs from irregular verbs? Regular verbs are always followed by ed in the past form and the past participle. If we have ed in both forms, then we have regular verbs. For example, he published over 50 novels. They walked to the shop yesterday. We have another class of verbs which are irregular verbs. They are not followed by ed in the past form or the past participle form. Examples of irregular verbs: he wrote, which is the past symbol of the verb write, over 350 short stories. Another example: she slept, which is the past symbol of the verb sleep, late last night. In the case of negative sentences, we have the subject first, and then didn't or did not, plus the base form of the verb, plus the rest of the sentence. Examples are: he didn't invent the microphone. She didn't like the song. I didn't talk to Ahmed yesterday. They didn't see the light. In the case of yes or no questions, we have the auxiliary verb first.